presented by Hexclad.
We are the 9U Freeport Pistols from Freeport, New York.
We're proud to present today's Yankees starting lineup.
Batting first, playing first base, we have number 48, Paul Goldschmidt. Batting second as a DH, number 22, Ben Rice.
Batting third, playing right field, we have number 99, Aaron Judge.
Batting fourth, playing left field, we have number 35, Cody Bellinger. Batting fifth, playing third base, we have number 72, Jose Caballero. Batting sixth, playing center field, number 12, Trent Grisham.
Batting seventh, playing shortstop, we have number 11, Anthony Volpe.
Batting eighth, playing second base, number 30, Max Schumann. Batting ninth, as a catcher, number 28, Austin Wells.
Starting pitcher, number 29, Will Warren.
Go Yankees!
Great job by the Freeport, Long Island Pitbulls, giving the Yankees starting lineup. And now, David, we turn to you. Who will the Yankees be facing with that starting lineup?
Well, it's going to be this young left-hander, Jacob Lopez. And you can see he's bounced back and forth between the pen and starting a bit. The 11 home runs jump off the page. Face of this Yankee lineup today. And let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan pitcher scouter report. And low rider. He's got a low release point, kind of an upshoot effect to his fastball, and come sail away. That's in reference to those 11 home runs, because if you miss up and out over the plate against this Yankee lineup, it's going to be sailing away. And you spin me round, he's got a good sweeping slider. That's probably his best strikeout pitch.
He's ready. Goldschmidt's ready. And let's do it here in West Sacramento. First pitch grounded to third. Backing up is Geloff, and he gets the out. One down. Let's take a look at the Athletics defense, brought to you by Genesis. Soderstrom, Butler, and Cortez, Geloff, Hernandez, McNeil, and Kurtz, with Heim behind the plate. Here's Ben Rice. And there's a strike. Home plate umpire is Jen Powell. Jeremy Rehack at first, crew chief Dan Iasonia at second, Adam Beck is over at third. Check out the umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. 17 calls challenged, 8 overturned, 11th career game behind home plate, first female ump in Major League history, and Jen is in her second Major League season. Fouled away. Not a cloud in the sky, and with no upper deck, could be a little bit of a challenge with some fly balls and pop-ups. We'll keep an eye on that.
That is correct. That is the definition of a high sky.
Another thing to look out for with Lopez, a very high walk count. So he gives up home runs and he gives up 3 passes. Yankees drew 9 walks in yesterday's game, 5 of them in the 9th inning, where they almost came back from a 6-1 deficit. Count 3-2 on Rice. Right in on the hands, popped up to Hernandez. Makes a basket catch, 2 down. So here's Aaron Judge. He's 1 for 8 in this series.
That's scary for a second.
Yankees won the 3 games in Kansas City, so they are 4-1 on this 6-game trip. Now the A's took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees at the stadium in April, so the Yankees would like to return the favor with a win today. Yankees are 35-23 on the season. Oh, strike.
Got a good microphone at home plate here, right? Sound of the ball hitting the mitt.
One and two. Jacob Lopez pretty much gave the Yankees a scouting report. He said, I'm going to live and die by just throwing fastballs in the zone. Foul back to the screen. One and two on Judge. Just missed with the slider, and that is going to be challenged.
The catcher is challenging the call ball.
All right, so the challenge.
I think he just missed. Oh, man, he got him.
Call is a strike.
Presented by T-Mobile. And
Sacramento
Judge
has two
strikes
challenges
out,
remaining.
looking. A's coming back. Three in the top of the first. Now Will Warren takes the mound. This is the A's lineup he's going to face. Cortez, Rooker, and Kurtz at the top. Soderstrom, Heim, and Butler in the middle. You've got Geloff at third. Jeff McNeil at second. Has the highest batting average of all active Major League players against the Yankees at .338. And then it's Darryl Hernandez at shortstop batting ninth.
And Will Warren towing the slab in Sacramento here on a getaway day, and the numbers jump off the page. He wins a lot, doesn't walk a lot, strikes out a lot. And let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report. And I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, but Will Warren is for real. This year's been a big jump for him, and us versus them, us and them. So for me, that's his two-seamer and his four-seamer. And also the Yankee rotation is kind of us and them this year. And then made you look, well, that's what he does. He's got called third strikes more than anybody this year so far. So look for that today.
So would Ms. Jackson say he's nasty?
Yes.
Okay.
Very nasty.
Well, that's the pitch to Judge, and they called it a strike on the challenge. And there's another challenge right
The
now.
call is confirmed.
And
Sacramento
that is
has one challenge
confirmed.
remaining.
So Cortez challenges in his first at bat in the first inning and loses a challenge. So it's a strike. Very odd. I think you have to make challenges that make a difference. I mean, it's the first pitch of the first inning.
I completely agree. It wasn't even near egregious either.
Left field and deep, going back is Bellinger on the run, and that ball's going to be off the base of the wall. And Cortez hustles into second with a leadoff double.
Get another look. Fastball down and away, hammered away. The ball just jumped off his bat, and the ball's carrying here today. A little warmer. In a day game, you can tell by the sound of the bat. Bellinger knows it. He's going to play it on the hop. Cortez is going to slide into second with a stand-up double.
There's Brent Rooker. 1 for his last 21. One and 0.
It's an old Ralph Kiner line. Slid into third base with a stand-up triple. That's what Cortez just did in second.
One and 1. Yankee defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. So Caballero's at third, Schumann is at second, Wells back behind the plate. There's a strike. Now the Core Shield defensive player profile is on Max Schumann. First game at second base this season, 5 outs above average at second base last season. drafted by the A's, actually fielded the last ground ball at the Coliseum. He was playing third base that day. Right field, on the run is Judge, and that ball is going to be a foul ball. So Cortez at second. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Strike three. Rooker punched out. Another looking strike three against Will Warren.
A wicked backdoor two-seamer. At the knees on the black. Made you look.
Well, we kind of circled this matchup. Warren against Kurtz. Kurtz 4 for 8 in the series. Homered in each game. They're 2-0, 3-0. Told you had 2 home runs. Take a look at the exit velocity on both, presented by Spectrum. 107.3 on Friday, 104 even yesterday.
It's just a rare combination of this kind of power and bat speed with such a great eye.
Tried the pickoff at second, but getting back is Cortez. Yankees been very good at that this year.
I love that. You're trying to steal an out, but you're also keeping the runners aware that you can't cheat. You can't get an extra step. Might make a difference in a play at home plate.
Yankee pitchers have 11 pickoffs this year. He was very careful with Kurtz there, and he walked him on 4 pitches. Warren's allowed just 1 stolen base this season. That was way back in March in San Francisco. So here's Tyler Soderstrom. He's been tough, 4 for 5 in this series. On this homestand, he's 8 for 16. And 10 for his last 21, so heating up. Big cut, 0-1. Warren's had 3 starts against the A's in his young career, 1.59 ERA. They hit 175 against him. Oh, 0-2. A's have not had a good month of May. They're 11-16. They've lost 4 of their last 5 series. Before the Yankees came in, they got swept by Seattle. Had a good April, 16-10, but 11-16 here in May. This is the final day of May. Told you Jen Powell behind the plate. Hofstra softball catcher, 96, 97, 98. Hometown is West Milford, New Jersey. Grounded to second. There's one. On to first. Not in time. That close to an inning-ending double play.
This is well done by Schumann because this is not a double play ball, but he gives Volpe a good feed. And that was too slowly hit, too far away from second base, so he almost did it.
Now the umpires are talking something over.
Because the runner kind of veered into, trying to veer out of the way, kind of veered into Anthony Volpe's throw, and Volpe's claiming interference by the runner. Watch this, the runner's gonna veer right into the path, trying to get out of the way. And that's a question. Volpe's got a beef. I'm not sure if it would have mattered on the throw back to first, but really unusual base running. Sure if he was trying to obstruct or get out of the way, either one. It was questionable.
Dan Iasonia, the second base ump, is the crew chief. Now they're calling Aaron Boone out of the Yankee dugout. Let's see how this goes. In the old days, David, would they have told the shortstop to throw it right in Nick Kurtz's face?
Well, yeah, that was taught back then. Ask Willie Randolph. He knows. A lot of times, you had to protect yourself as a middle infielder to get the runner to go down, or else they'd roll block you like Hal McRae used to do to Willie. See right here, as he peels off, he almost took one off his helmet.
Well, they're going to let it stand.
Looked like Volpe almost did kind of drop down there and maybe steal an out.
Here's Jonah Heim. Shea Langoliers getting the day off behind the plate. Day game after a night game. So Cortez at third, Soderstrom is at first. Heim was designated for assignment by the Braves on May 4th and then traded to the A's for cash. He had a great 2023, and he was actually the starting catcher in the All-Star game, catching Garrett Cole. And that year he won a Gold Glove and won the World Series.
It looked like he was going to be a long-time catcher down in Texas.
Right down the middle on 3-0, now 3-1. Popped up. Shallow center. Who's going to get it? Does anybody see it? No! It hits the knee of Grisham and then caroms into the outfield. And 2 runs will score. We told you about the high sky, and it came into play right there.
Well, you could see trouble brewing right about now as Volpe's trying to get there, and he's got his hand up in his eyes. You can't see it right there. And Grisham got a late start and then clanked it.
Oh, it was off his glove.
Yes.
Foul back by Butler.
You could see Volpe was in trouble. Warren's sensing it right now. Thinks it's over. It ain't over.
And that's going to be scored in E8.
This is just trouble the whole way. Grisham's going to save the day, and then right off the heel of the glove.
Line drive and some base hit to left field. Heim rounds third. He will score. The throw comes into second. RBI single for Butler, and the Athletics lead 3-0.
Well, another pitch that was hammered the other way. Bellinger actually makes a nice little play to short hop a hard hit ball to save that ball getting on by. But nonetheless, 3 runs now on the board.
Well, in his 11 starts, Will Warren has allowed 2 runs or fewer in 8 of them. Now, these 3 runs are all unearned, but you know what? They count on the board. Here is Zach Geloff. And a strike. .27 pitches for Warren this inning.
It's not what you want.
One and two. Swing and a miss. Geloff down on strikes, but 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 huge error. And at the end of 1, it's 3-0 Athletics. Well, let's check out one of today's player props, brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Cody Bellinger. He has 8 home runs. If he hits one today, it's plus 475 for 1 or more home runs. Yankees retired in order in the first. And the first pitch is a strike. Bellinger taking all the way. Bellinger, one of just 5 players in the American League that has walked more than he struck out. He has 37 walks and 32 strikeouts. And he hits lefties very well, .330 batting average. 1 and 2.
It's almost Yogi Berra-like, right?
Yep.
You got to go back to the 50s to see numbers like that.
Now, Lopez had struggled in his previous start. Last time he pitched as a bulk guy. And against San Diego, 4 2/3, 6 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He threw 91 pitches in that game. And that's going to be challenged by Heim. That was ball called by the home plate.
Catcher is challenging the call ball.
ABS by T-Mobile. And it is strike 3.
Calls overturned. Sacramento has 1 challenge remaining.
I think Lopez influenced Heim to challenge because Lopez turns his back and walks away, and Heim says, let me back my pitcher up, and gets the call.
A risky challenge because you only have 1 left. That would have been it for them. And Caballero does not like to get in the box without the pitcher looking at him. One and oh.
So Caballero, we've seen over and over again, is meticulous with his approach. Will not look up until almost the 8-second point exactly.
Did he go? Yes, he did. He must have a clock in his head because he steps in and there's about 13 seconds, but he doesn't look up until 8. He looked up right at 8, and there's no clock in the ground, so he must be counting it off in his head. Got him 2 times on off-speed pitches, slow off-speed. So the count 1-2. 2 strikeouts for Lopez. Strike 3. Caballero down looking. 3 strikeouts in a row by the A's left-hander.
Well, this is his best pitch, and we talk about the breaking ball that really has some good movement on it. This one's well located.
There's Trent Grisham. On one.
2 different kinds of breaking balls, a cutter, a little harder, and a slider. It's more of a sweeper.
Grisham 2 hits and 8 at bats in this series. Had that big error in the bottom of the first inning that allowed 2 runs to score, eventually 3. So all 3 runs unearned. That would have been the final out of the inning. Strike.
So I love those shots with the drone, right? It just makes you feel like it's a big game. Maybe I'm dating myself thinking about the Goodyear blimp back in the day, right? But it was a big deal when you saw the blimp go by. You knew it was a big game.
And now they have a little drone.
That's all you need is that right there now.
And a little blimp. You know, one thing, David, I've heard horror stories about this place. I'm glad I got to come. I think it's a great place to watch a baseball game. I can't speak to the clubhouses being in the outfield or the drones being in the sky, but it's a really nice place to watch a game.
Very intimate.
So necessity is the mother of invention, and you know they had to get this place ready, and they have. It's a really nice ballpark.
You can walk across the Tower Bridge back to the team hotel after the game.
Three and two. And the payoff. Foul back here and out of play.
It'd be interesting after the game to hear Meredith talk to Trent Grisham about what happened on that fly ball in the first inning. Got a late jump on it, tough to see.
Popped up on the right side. McNeil will put it away, and the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3, 6 in a row retired by Lopez. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. By Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. By Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. Sacramento is the capital of the state of California. And the people of Sacramento are so proud to have Major League Baseball here for these 3 years. And, you know, they see you in the street. Oh, welcome to our city. I hope you enjoy it. Been great hosts. Jeff McNeil will lead off.
Well, we know they got, river cats out here. I don't know if they've ever seen a flying squirrel, but here he is. And there's the river cat.
Center field. Grisham reaches up to make the play. We mentioned this on Friday. One of the dangers in a minor league ballpark is that big league outfielders and infielders use the upper deck as background for where the ball is. Well, once the ball passes the press box area, there's only sky. So they're not used to that. There is no background to judge a fly ball against, and have to get used to it. Maybe that's what happened on that pop-up the center. And there were no clouds to use as background either.
Yeah, your point right at the start of the broadcast really kind of pointed that out. Not only the sun, but the high sky. You could tell just because every time a ball goes up in the air over the first couple of innings, everybody's putting their hand up, their glove up, trying to shield the sun, the glare. So it's not an excuse. It just increases the degree of difficulty.
2-1 on Hernandez. And a strike. 2-2.
This is what it was like before night games. You think about the 30s and 40s, and those guys had to play day games. Had to deal with this. Wasn't that long ago at Wrigley Field, right? It was 1988. I was there with the Mets. We played the first night game at Wrigley Field.
And he walks the number 9 batter. That'll bring up Carlos Cortez, and it brings us to the league leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealer. He's having a good season, minimum 150 plate appearances. He has the highest batting average, second highest on-base percentage to his teammate Nick Kurtz, 9th in slugging, and 3rd in OPS. Not too bad. Led off the game with a double to left center right off the wall. Call time. Oh, they say it was a pitch clock violation by Warren, so it's 1-0. Hasn't been a smooth beginning for Will Warren. One and one. Take a look at the clock.
That was close.
Now the home plate umpire has a buzzer, and that buzzer goes off when it gets to 0 because she can't watch the clock. And once the buzzer goes off, if Warren has not started his windup, it's a violation. See if they turn 2 here. There's 1, and there's 2. That'll do it here in the second. We go to the 3rd inning in West Sacramento, 3-0 Athletics. Big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com, from official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies. we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. Volpe takes a strike. Bottom of the order for the Yankees. 6 up, 6 down, first 2 innings against the A's left-hander. Yesterday, the Yankees had 6 hits and 9 walks, but none of the 6 hits were for extra bases. Yankees 20-11 in April, and this month 15-12. So they've leveled out just a bit. Have an off day tomorrow, then they have 3 against the Guardians and 3 against the Red Sox at the stadium. Broken bat looper into center field, coming on Butler. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Volpe makes a big turn. He'll stay at first with a leadoff single. And that'll bring up Max Schumann, and he is familiar with these surroundings, right, Meredith?
Well, Michael, he was drafted by the A's in 2018, the 20th round, the 593rd pick. He made his debut with the organization in 2024 at the Coliseum and played last year here at this facility. When I asked him about being in there for the first time against his former team, he said when the Yankees sent out the lineup, he hadn't stopped smiling. He said he was so excited that he was going to get the opportunity to play. He added that he owes everything to the A's. He loved the people in the organization. They drafted him, took a chance on him, helped develop him enough to get him to the big league level, and said he will forever be thankful for that. But Michael, he is very happy to be a New York Yankee and in the lineup today, playing second base. One thing he did note when he was here that was a little bit difficult that we've talked about the last couple of days, in the dugout there's not a lot of room to get ready, and he was a guy that came in as a pinch runner or late as a defensive replacement. He said he was always struggling to figure out how to get ready enough and warmed up enough to make sure he didn't get hurt when he got the opportunity, something he eventually figured out, but did add it was quite the challenge when he was here.
0-1 count on Schumann. Yankees like Schumann. He could play all over the place, and he's more than an average defender at every spot you put him. And when you see the facilities in big league ballparks where they have the traject machine, they have mounds behind the dugouts, this is going back to the basics. You have to swing a bat with a donut on it. And I would think it's particularly tough on DHs and pinch hitters.
It's a great point that Meredith that just brought up, especially throughout the course of the game. Not only just get yourself ready, but what if you have to pinch run? Getting your legs loose.
Volpe goes, pitches high, throw to second, not nearly in time. Good jump against the left-hander by Volpe. And he picks up his 3rd stolen base.
Yeah, he timed that vault lead very well. Got a sort of a hop and a running start. Easily beats the throw.
Yankees have a runner in scoring position. 1-2 count on Schumann. 2-2. Yankees down 3-0. We're in the 3rd. Runner at second, nobody out. This guy the other way and out of play. Last night, with runners in scoring position, the Yankees were hitless in 7 tries. And they're 4 for 21 in those situations in this 3-game set. Just missed inside. So Schumann playing second as Chisholm gets a rare day off against the left-hander.
Get another look. Good eye.
And there's ball 4. Good at bat for Schumann. Fell behind, then worked the walk. First and second, nobody out. And the number 9 hitter, Austin Wells, coming to the plate. That one's high, 1-0. Wells looking to break out of this season-long slump. 180 with just 4 home runs and 7 ribbies. And he shows bunt, takes outside.
Caught everybody off guard with that one. But with nobody out and you're kind of struggling, might not have been a bad idea.
Two and one.
Swings right over the top of that sinker, right down the middle.
Lopez at 42 pitches. Volpe at second, Schumann's at first. Volpe dancing off and makes Lopez step off. Is that a balk?
I love that because he almost forced a balk. And anytime you can be a distraction on the bases to the pitcher, that's a plus.
Two and two. Two on, 2-2 count. We are in the third. Three and two. We told you walks are an issue with Lopez. First 2 innings, not so, but he walked Schumann. Now he's 3-2 on the number 9 batter. And Goldschmidt's on deck. And a walk. So he moved ahead of Wells early, then ends up walking, and bases loaded for the Yankees, nobody out. Here comes Scott Emerson, the pitching coach.
Yeah, a real unforced error for Lopez. After 2 swings and misses from Wells, and he's on top of him, and they let him go. Now the Yankees got him loaded, and nobody out.
And that'll bring up Goldschmidt. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Paul Goldschmidt plus 500, Aaron Judge plus 300. So bases loaded, nobody out, and the top of the order coming up, Goldschmidt, Rice, and Judge. Volpe at third, Schumann at second, Wells is at first. Goldschmidt swung at the first pitch and grounded at the third to open up the game. Rips that one foul.
Wow. Third base coach he wants to go get in the Oakland dugout right now.
Grounded right side. Grabbed there by Kurtz. He has no play. Run scores. Infield single. Yankees on the board. It's 3-1 A's.
Well, just another professional bat from Goldschmidt. This is all he's trying to do. Shoot it to the right side, and Lopez just hangs and watches. Watch the pitcher. Good spectator. It's not your job. That's going to hurt.
There's Ben Rice. Rip inside first and down the right field line. Schumann scores. Wells scores. Goldschmidt goes to third. It's a two-run double for Ben Rice, and the Yankees have tied the game at 3.
First pitch slider, left it on the inner half, and you don't do that nowadays to this guy because he's going to hammer it. And down the line it goes.
Well, first base open. They're going to pitch to Judge, who has been struggling. Infield is back, except at first. Judge in the series 1 for 9. He struck out looking in the first inning. Rice now has 42 runs batted in with that double. Against lefties, hitting .232. Against righties, .252.
That's not going to last. You know, Aaron Judge certainly has missed some pitches out over the plate recently and has hit probably the ball on the ground a little more than he would like, but it's just a matter of time before he starts clicking, especially against left-handed pitching.
Three and one. Bellinger's on deck. Three and two.
A little backdoor cutter got Judge a little out in front.
A's have Michael Kelly up in their bullpen. Righty. Payoff. Popped up shallow center field. Who's going to get it? Anybody going to get it? No, it's a base hit. Goldschmidt scores a bloop single and an RBI for Judge. And the Yankees lead 4-3.
Well, turnabout is fair play. We saw it on the Yankee side with Grisham. Very similar ball. Late jump in center. Nobody's going to get it.
Quite the rally. Broken bat single by Volpe, stolen base, walk, infield single by Goldschmidt. Then a legitimate two-run double right down the line by Rice, and then a bloop single, driving a run to center field off the bat of Judge as he picks up his 38th ribby.
Well, Max Schumann with a really good at-bat in the middle of this inning. Then Lopez lost Wells after getting up on him. So there's been a little bit of bad luck in here, but he didn't cover first base, and his walk certainly has led to this inning.
Bellinger struck out looking in the second inning, so the Yankees have come all the way back to take a lead after trailing 3-0. We're in the top of the third. And there's a strike, so they picked up Will Warren. Who now can go to work with a lead. A line drive base hit to right field. Everybody had to hold up to see if it got through, so they advanced just one base. Rice to third, Judge to second, and a single for Bellinger. Yankees load the bases again with nobody out.
Bellinger's success against left-handed pitching just keeps on keeping on. Gets a high cutter, drills it to right.
Well, the A's manager, Mark Kotsay, has seen enough. He's going to take the ball from Lopez, going to call on Michael Kelly. Yankees have the bases loaded, nobody out, and they already lead 4-3. It's for Military Appreciation Night when the Yankees take on the Red Sox. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees red, white, and blue t-shirt, courtesy of Ford. Tickets going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. So Michael Kelly, recalled from AAA Las Vegas yesterday. You see the numbers. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 4 1/3 innings.
Life of a reliever, bases loaded, nobody out. Go get him.
Here's Caballero. So they called up Kelly when Severino went on the IL with the right shoulder strain. Kelly, 33-year-old right-hander, 5th big league season. Former first-round draft pick in 2011 by the Padres out of high school. And quickly, he's 3-0 with the bases loaded and nobody out. Ball 4. That'll bring home Rice. He jogs in from third, and when he steps on home plate, the Yankees will lead 5-3. An RBI for Caballero.
Well, I've never seen Kelly throw before, but certainly throwing a slider on a 3-0 pitch with the bases loaded is a choice.
Here's Trent Grisham, 9th batter to come to the plate. Still nobody out. And a strike to the Yankee center fielder. Oh, 0-2.
It's a lot to second guess for Lopez today. The command, not covering first base, and watching your runners on the bases right now.
Yeah, runners in second and third, they're owned by Lopez. Caballero is Kelly's. And so is Grisham with an 0-2 count. And there is a base hit to right center field. Judge scores. Bellinger's being waved home. The throw is flipped into second. It's a 2-run single for Grisham. And the Yankees put a 7 spot on the board here in the 3rd inning. Still no one out.
Well, that'll do it for Mr. Lopez. A couple of parting gifts in the form of 2 more Ernies. And Grisham bites that pitch off, gets just enough of it to pick up 2 RBIs.
And that brings up Volpe, who started this all with an innocent single. Yankees first base runner. Still nobody out. Oh, strike. Caballero at second, Grisham's at first. 0-2 on the Yankee shortstop.
Gonna have to get a clock on this inning right here. Still nobody out. If you're Will Warren, you're gonna, hey, keep going, guys. I'll be all right.
Coming up on 22 minutes right now. Runners go. Oh, double steal, no throw.
Not paying attention. If you're gonna give it, I'm gonna take it.
Infield has to come in now. The 1-2. Reached out and punches it into center field for a base hit. Caballero scores. Grisham moves to third. Second hit of the inning for Volpe, and the Yankees lead 8-3.
Well, if you're on the A's side right now, Murphy's Law comes to mind. But good job by Volpe of covering that pitch away, even though he's lunging. He's able to reach out, get it into center field.
7 hits and 8 runs in the inning, and still nobody out. First and third. And no one up in the A's bullpen, so Michael Kelly's going to have to wear this. One and 0. Grisham at third. Volpe is at first. Volpe's already stolen a base this inning. Held there by Kurtz. There goes Volpe. The throw to second. Not in time. Another stolen base for Anthony Volpe. Grisham stays put at third.
Well, another stolen base and another incredible jump.
Infield in again. 1 and 2 on Schumann. How often does it go 25 minutes and nobody out yet?
I know. Schumann was trying to hit a homer right there.
Two and 2.
Can't say as I blame him. Former team. 2 strikes now.
Line drive, it's a base hit. That'll score 2 more. Grisham comes in. So does Volpe. Schumann goes to second with a 2-run double, and the Yankees are pouring it on. They lead 10-3.
Where's Phil Rizzuto when you need him? Holy cow. What an inning. And that has to feel good for that guy. Aaron Boone very smartly puts him in the lineup. What a gift to give a guy to play against his former team. Been there, done that. Love this, that he's in the lineup and he pays dividends for Aaron Boone. And yes, that's a 10 spot.
Here's Wells. He walked earlier this inning. One and 0. Two and 0. You get a feeling that at some point you might see a position player pitch today.
This inning?
I don't think this inning.
Nobody out.
Did he go? No. 3-1 on Wells. Time by Wells. Yankees have sent 11 players to the plate, still nobody out.
What's the record? James Smythe, where are you?
3-2. Now, Michael Kelly has some job security because Mark Kotze, the A's manager, is the goddaughter to Michael's daughter, or godfather to Michael's daughter. Should buy you something. There's ball 4. Well, this is getting ugly for the Athletics. Yankees love it. Goldschmidt, infield single to drive in a run earlier in the inning. He's 1 for 2. Oh, strike. With the righty batter up, Luis Rojas, the Yankee third base coach, is pretty much, as David mentioned, in the A's dugout. He does not want to get smoked. Grounded. Foul. You know, each of the Yankees do not want to be the guy who makes the first out, because then the bench will be all over him.
That's a great point.
Strike 3, so it's Goldschmidt. He did not challenge. He might have had a challenge there.
Another look. He could have. Really close.
Now the Yankee record for runs in an inning is 14. In the 5th inning on July 6th of 1920, that was at Washington. 0-1 on Rice. Big 2-run double earlier in the inning. Leads the Yankees with 42 runs batted in. Oh, and 2 on Rice.
Wally Pipp was on that 1920 Yankees team in that lineup. The famous Wally Pipp. Which is ironic.
This inning started at 1:45 p.m. Pacific time. And now it's 2:17. So 32 minutes of Yankee baseball in a half inning. 1-2. Driven deep to right field. Going back is Cortez. He's getting the plate off the wall. Schumann scores. Wells scores. Rice has himself a 2-run triple, and the Yankees have 12 runs. What an inning for Rice.
Double, holy cow. Benny Barrels at it again.
Cortez got too close to the wall, carried into right field. Runner third, they're not even bringing the infield in for Judge. And the pitch is fouled away. So that's pretty much a white flag right there. There's a runner third, 1 man out, infield back.
Now they're kind of asking what to do, kind of halfway, but yeah.
Now they come halfway, yep.
Confusion is there.
Now the A's get up Jack Perkins finally in their bullpen. First game of the series had to empty the bullpen because Severino got hurt after the first inning, so the bullpen's probably a little bit gassed.
Babe Ruth had 54 home runs in 1920, Mike. Just in case you were wondering.
Wonder if he had one that 5th inning, when they scored 14.
I'm guessing yes.
And Judge down on strikes. 2 away. Now, David, the Yankees are the first team to score 10 or more runs before making an out since the Red Sox scored 12 in the bottom of the 6th on May 7th of 2009 against Cleveland. Here's Bellinger. And a strike. Two and one on Bellinger. Yankees have sent 16 men to the plate this inning. And it's a base hit for Bellinger, and another run scores. Rice crosses the plate. An RBI single for Bellinger. He's 2 for 2 in the inning, and the Yankees have 13 runs in the inning. They're up by 10.
Can't stop, won't stop. Another bullet.
They are 1 run away from the Yankee record for runs in an inning. And that got Heim on the foul ball. I mean, what a nightmarish inning for the Athletics. Ooh, double shot like pinball. You played pinball as a kid?
Yes.
Me too.
Great song, too. Pinball Wizard.
Yep. Friend of mine.
That's good. Yeah, that's going to make it on my list before the year's over.
Caballero walked to force in a run earlier in the inning. He struck out in second. Oh, and 2. Still 0-2. Bellinger at first, 2 men out. High fly ball, right center field, and that is going to be in there for a base hit. Bellinger will stop at third. It's a single for Caballero, and the Yankees keep on keeping on. They get their 11th hit of the inning, and with Grisham coming up, that'll be the 18th Yankee to come to the plate. Wow, just wow. That'll do it for Michael Kelly. Perkins comes on. His whole inning is psycho. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Live on New York. Life, pass it on. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. The Yankees have sent Will Warren out to their bullpen to stay loose because there's no place to warm up. And it's a 41-minute half inning right now. So Jack Perkins comes on to face Trent Grisham, who had a 2-run single earlier in the inning. First and third, 2 men out. 1-0.
Really smart move by Will Warren to go down there.
Yankees are 1 run away from tying their organization's record with 14 runs in a half inning. That was back in 1920. One. 1-2 on Grisham. Yankees have batted around twice. That close. 2-2. Bellinger at third, Caballero at first. Foul ball.
You know, these were the type of games 20 years ago, 10 years ago, before ABS and pitch challenge, where the strike zone would open up a bit. Umpires would look up at the scoreboard and start calling strikes more, but you're not able to do that nowadays.
High fly ball, right field. Cortez is there, and the inning is finally over. But the Yankees love it. 13 runs on 11 hits and 2 men left on base. Take a breath, everybody. Yankees up by 10. Top of the third, Yankees scored 13 runs, one shy of the franchise record set in 1920. They had 11 hits, 4 walks, 4 stolen bases, 18 plate appearances. It took 43 minutes, and they saw 75 pitches. So from 3-0 down to 13-3 up.
I'm going to need a couple minutes here, Michael. I got to change my flight tonight.
Hey guys, you noted that Will Warren eventually ran out to the bullpen to throw some pitches, but he was going through it a little bit as these runs were being scored. Coney, you know better than anybody that you will take all the run support you can get, but he was kind of trying to figure out what to do to stay ready in that dugout. He went through a couple of things. He did arm circles, stationary lunges. There was some stretching. He picked up the rubber-weighted ball, was throwing that against the back of the dugout there. He was pacing a little bit, hydrating, pacing some more, high-fiving a lot, and then finally he decided to go out to that bullpen as he picks up his first out of the third.
But after all those runs, you look at him, and that's Will I am happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael, you're getting in on it now, too.
You know, he's taken over my brain, David. The music has infiltrated.
Mildly concerning.
Here's Nick Kurtz.
I guess the days of having, you know, a cup of coffee and a cigarette are over, right?
And then you look at Ryan Weathers. The Yankees scored 2.95 runs a game for him. Coming into this game, Warren had 8.49 runs of support. The highest of any of the 71 major league pitchers that could be counted for that. Pretty amazing. So that number just went up as Kurtz gets himself a single.
Hall of Famer Bert Blyleven had a great line about that point you just made. It's not how you pitch, it's what day you pitch on sometimes. And I think Ryan Weathers would agree with that right now.
And guys, to Ryan Weathers' credit, when he's asked about that and the lack of run support, he does not make any excuses. He said last night was on me, my responsibility. I think one of the things that frustrated him so much, we saw throughout that one, he was dominant at times with the 10 strikeouts, and you actually saw after he came out, he was clearly fired up. Eventually, Aaron Boone came over to him, kind of put his arm around him and wanted to remind him, obviously not the end result they wanted as a team, a couple of bad pitches, but there was some good in that. The strikeouts, the changeup looked fantastic, and that right there, you can just see it boiling over after what looked like a great outing in the 7th, all kind of fell apart in that Nick Kurtz at bat.
I love the emotion from Weathers. I love that. I only have one suggestion. When you throw your glove, do it with your non-throwing hand. Don't slam stuff with your throwing hand or your throwing arm.
You were telling Kevin Brown that just the other day.
Yes.
3-1 count on Soderstrom. In front of the plate, Warren took his time, and you know what? Soderstrom beat it out. Took his time and reached twice for the ball.
We'll get another look. Yeah, I'm with you. I think there's a little bobble here. And give Soderstrom credit. Busting it the whole way. Put pressure on Warren. He couldn't get it out.
Here's Jonah Heim. Well, David, you asked a question about when the Yankees scored the 14 runs in 1920. Babe Ruth had an intentional walk, and then he had an RBI single in that 14-run inning. They didn't hit any homers until the famous Del Pratt capped the scoring with a 3-run home run. Now the 13 runs the Yankees scored at the top of this inning, the first time they've done that in an inning since June 21st, 2005 against the then Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Line drive, caught there by Schumann for the second out. Well, there's the Yankee box score. If you look at Ben Rice, that's a good series that he just had in the third inning.
He just continues to scald the baseball.
He's got the double and triple part of the cycle already done. It's only the third inning. And that's a fair ball. Butler stood there and watched. And a smart play by Wells, waiting for it to roll fair, and it did. And that is it for the A's in this inning. Butler's arguing with Jen Powell, but looks like she was right on that call. Smart play by Wells, rolled, and he picked it up. Final out. So I'm to name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. This was an easy one, they say. A 260, 1,325 hits, 275 home runs. Started with the Indians, then went to the A's, the Yankees from 60 to 66. Finished with the Cardinals. I think I know that one. Anthony Volpe swings at the first pitch and lofts it to shallow left. Who's going to get it? Battling the sun. And it's Soderstrom who makes the play.
Every ball in the air today is an adventure.
So here's Schumann. He walked and had a 2-run double and scored 2 runs in the third inning. We're in the top of the fourth. Yankees lead this one 13-3.
Yeah, when you're a utility guy like Schumann, you can play all over the field. The best thing you can do is make yourself indispensable. And he's kind of doing that so far. The first impressions are so important. He's made a great one.
And the Yankees liked him in spring training. Obviously, there was no room on the roster right at the start, but with injuries, he ended up getting called up, and there have been people that have been sent down since, and they kept Schumann. So the top of the third for the Yankees, 43 minutes. The bottom of the third for the A's, it was just 5 minutes. So your flight's back in play, David.
Yes, I got a shot.
Schumann calls time with a 1-2 count.
Got to be a Seinfeld reference in here for this guy's last name, right?
Hello, Schumann.
Hello, Schumann.
Knocked down by Perkins, knocked his glove off, scrambles after it, and he gets the out.
Stab it and go get it. Another look. Knocked the glove off. He almost went for the glove first. You see that? No, go for the ball. He did.
There's Austin Wells against Perkins. Wells walked twice and scored twice in the third. Oh, and 2.
I was looking forward to this Sunday game because I knew we'd see the famous wedding gown white Sunday uniforms for the A's. As you know, we talked about, I'm a fan of the color scheme. Going back to the 70s, Charlie Finley. We saw Fort Knox gold last night.
Right field. Cortez going back on the track at the wall, reaches up to make the play. Might have taken a home run away from Wells, but the Yankees go down in order in the top of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, 13-3 Yanks. The Yankees up by 10, 13-3, 13-11-1, leading 3-4-0. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. So Will Warren trying to pick up his 7th win of the year. Yankees trying to win this series. And if they get the win today and hold on, it'll be quite a good road trip at 5-1. They sweep the Royals and then come into West Sacramento and take 2 out of 3 from the A's, but still plenty of time to go. Geloff will start it off. Popped up. Right field, Judge. Battles the sun. Will Warren on the mound. We take a look at the Coors Banquet Start Your Legacy. And this is about called strikeouts. Will Warren, since last season, leads all major league pitchers with 83. Red Sox Sonny Gray with 78. And Jack Flaherty, Tana Bybee, and Zach Gallen rounded out.
It's probably one of the best stats that shows deception. You get somebody looking, called third strike that many times, there's something going on. Hey, one of the hardest things to quantify in today's game where everything is measured is true deception. Release point, hide the ball, what is it?
Schumann from the outfield grass to Goldschmidt. Retires McNeil, 2 away. The one thing that always stands out to me about Warren, David, he wasn't supposed to be up last year. And all he did was help the Yankees win 94 games, never missed a start. It was all the injuries that forced him into the rotation probably a year early. And now he's taken another step.
Yes.
Hernandez takes a strike.
The thing I like about him, and this is just speculation, but he's very athletic on the mound. He looks like he has that durability gene. Made over 30 starts last year.
That was very athletic, you said. And he has a 5-pitch, 1-2-3 inning here in the fourth. We'll go to the fifth. His injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of New York Yankees. Jason Dominguez could begin taking live BP this week. He's currently on the 10-day IL, left shoulder AC joint strain. He was playing well when he got hurt, running into the left field wall at the stadium. Pitch upstairs to Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt was 1 for 2 in that third inning, 1 for 3 on the game. Now, you pointed out on that single that he had in the third that Lopez didn't cover first, and that was apparent for everyone to see. What goes through a pitcher's mind, though, when the ball is hit to the right side? Because if that ball goes through, he's got another assignment. So how do you know where to go?
First thing is to break the first right away.
And then retrace.
You've got time to retrace and kind of float and read where the outfielder is getting to the ball, where the runners are. So you kind of have to have court awareness, as they say in basketball. And you kind of float in between the bases and find out where you need to get to.
And Heim having a rough afternoon behind the plate. Let's take a look at all the Yankee hits that inning on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud. Spaghetti Factory. A lot of hits. 8 singles, 2 doubles, a triple. So 11 hits, some walks, 13 runs.
Who said the Yankees don't score when they don't homer?
So Heim will stay in there. Well, the Yankees have been on the West Coast now twice. They have one more time. After this game today, the Yankees do not leave the Eastern time zone until July 27th.
I'm down with that. Nothing against the West Coast. I got nothing but California love, but I got no love for a red eye I'm staring at tonight.
Yeah, the first time they play out of the Eastern time zone when they go to Chicago, face the Cubs, the White Sox first, and then the Cubs. So a whole week in Chicago.
Oh, that would be nice.
Which is not a bad thing. Right field, Cortez.
Come on, Benny.
So a guy called up my radio show and asked me if you could live anywhere, another life, and you can't live in New York because you've already done that. My choice was Chicago.
Yes, it's a great American city. Especially in the summertime.
Here's Ben Rice. Double, a triple, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. That was in the 3rd inning. He now has 44 runs batted in. And he's hitting .309.
You ever been in Chicago in the winter?
Yes.
It's no joke.
Well, I used to cover basketball, so I'd go there with the Nets.
Another lifetime ago.
Yep. One, two. Left field. Soderstrom puts it away. 2 down. So that's going to bring up Judge, a bloop RBI single in the 3rd. Also scored a run. He's 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. So odd to see his batting average at .249. The OPS at .911 though. He's the reigning American League batting titleist. And he's not a power hitter that doesn't care what his average is. He takes a lot of pride in the fact that he won that batting title last year.
Well, the expectations are through the roof, obviously, for a guy in the middle of a Hall of Fame career. But if this is the floor, as they say, for Aaron Judge and a .911 OPS, okay. This is struggling, okay. You know the hot streak's going to come.
And David, to your point, Aaron Boone was asked about that batting average being a little bit lower at this point in time, and he said his quote-unquote struggle is better than 99% of the league. It's when he is locked in and going through one of those hot streaks where he's in a league of his own. They are not concerned by any stretch of the imagination that Aaron Judge is going to get his timing down and have one of those stretches like we see every season.
Fly ball, right field. Cortez fighting the sun, and he makes the play. The Yankees go down in order, 1, 2, 3. It's time to look at these pitching decisions presented by Sage. 20 years ago today, Mike Messina said to Joe Torre, you stay there, you don't come out. That would have been the 2nd trip to the mound. He would have taken Messina out. Messina wanted to yell at him so that he didn't take that extra step and have to leave the game. You see Messina's Hall of Fame resume. That game, David, by yelling at Torre, was the last complete game that Mike Messina ever pitched. And the Yankee bullpen had been used the previous night, and so they wanted Messina to give them length, and he had a shutout. But then a hit right before that when Torre came out, ruined the shutout, and Messina wanted the complete game and really wanted to save the bullpen. So that's what happened.
I love Torre's reaction, too, because Torre loved that from his pitchers, that kind of fire. I mean, he was with Bob Gibson.
Right.
He saw that from Bob Gibson, so that was classic Joe Torre.
And if you want to know all the inside stuff, go to MLB.com. Our good buddy Sweeney Murdy wrote a story about what happened on that day and what happened in that moment. Really good stuff. He has quotes from Messina and from Torre. And Messina actually apologized to Torre after the game. Torre said, "You don't have to apologize."
Exactly. You could tell by Torre's reaction right there, just laughing in the dugout. He loved it.
One and two. And Cortez down on strikes.
Another look that, I guess that's more like a curveball, really. Had a lot of depth to it.
Popped up. Who's going to get it? Long run for Judge, and it's a fair ball. Bounces into the seats for a double for Rooker. Rooker was 0 for 2, 1 for his last 23, and talk about a guy who needed that. He needed that.
Well, speaking of Joe Torre, he would call this a personality hit. To your point, Michael, it's been a tough road for Brent Rooker so far this year.
Fouled away by Kurtz.
He's got an old school look to him, doesn't he, Kurtz?
He does.
Style, high socks.
That one finds its way into the Yankee dugout. You know, it must get exceedingly hot here in the summer, because if you look at the top of the dugouts, they're faded. Left field, long run for Bellinger. It's going to be caught by Bellinger. Oh, what a play. Saved a run, took an extra base hit away from Kurtz.
Wow. Like Montana to Rice back in the day. Touchdown.
You know, we're watching it the same way. The start of that route, I didn't think he had a chance.
No way, especially the guy who hit it. The big Amish.
One and one on Soderstrom. Workers at second, 2 men out. 2 and 2. Three and two. Just chilling on the berm. and a walk. So first and second, 2 men out. That'll bring up Heim. Fans, when you get Gotham, you get live games and more exclusive Yankees content. Download the Gotham Sports app to stream highlights, pregame features, postgame sound, podcast, original series, and so much more. And it's all free to access with an eligible TV subscription. So sign in today. Popped up. Left field coming in is Bellinger and makes the play to retire Heim, and the A's strand 2, and we will go to the 6th. Pretty good stuff. Thank you, Justin. How about Oswald Peraza? 7 home runs this season, 9 in the previous 4 seasons. J-Rod, 10 home runs in May, career high for any month. We'll see this guy, Travis Bazzana, 353 average, 9 extra base hits last 17 games. So he's doing it for the Guardians. Mark Leiter Jr. takes over. Two 2-0 on Bellinger. Bellinger 2 for 3. Did you see the other day, I think it was yesterday, the national anthem standoff?
Oh, the stare-off.
Yeah, the stare-off, and 3 guys got thrown out.
Good.
It's ridiculous. Between the Angels and the Rays, and the Angels started from the previous night. Obviously, he wasn't going to play, so he got thrown out, big deal. And 2 guys that hadn't played for the Rays this year, I guess they were injured. And they had the batter was in the box to start the game, and the umpire just threw him out. I understand let the kids play, but that's kind of juvenile.
Although, however,
right,
it would give me a little more time to get all my musical references in on my pitcher scouting report.
That is true.
I could really expand on that.
I mean, your range of music is kind of amazing. So, in your scouting reports today, you went from ZZ Top to Nas.
Styx, Dead or Alive, Buster Rhymes, and of course Andre 3000.
Looped into center field. Butler's there to make the play to retire Caballero.
Yeah, there was a time when Styx was the band. Come Sail Away.
Now, would Styx fall under Yacht Rock?
It would now.
Okay.
Kind of tweener, but yeah, a lot of their stuff would be.
Here's Trent Grisham, 1 for 3. Trent made the final out of the 13-run third inning. He was the 18th batter to come to the plate. Earlier in the inning, he had a 2-run single. Two and 0. Ground ball, Hernandez. There's 1, and there's 2, and there's the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees are up by 10. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And today's picture is of Lily. who looks ready for her Yankees to be back in the Bronx on Tuesday. Oh, Lily looks really happy. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, 13-3 Yankees. All 13 runs Yankees scored in a wild and crazy third inning. Lawrence Butler will lead off. Up the middle and right to Volpe. Almost took off Warren's head. One away.
Well, I get this in about 4 or 5 times a year, but it's the proverbial chuck and duck. And it's just that's a line that's in my head. And I just, I live that, so I know what that feels like.
And a strike. David, I've been impressed with Jen Powell. She's been on top of the game, and she's made some really good calls. Hasn't made anything, blatantly wrong. I think she's been great.
Solid, very solid back there. Very consistent. The calls that have been overturned have been really razor close.
She's not a full-time Major League ump yet. She spends a lot of time at AAA, but she's the first female umpire in Major League history. Also a legend at Hofstra softball catcher, and she's from West Milford, New Jersey. But she's on this crew because C.B. Buckner got hurt at the beginning of April, and he's still recovering. So Jen Powell taking his spot for this series.
Charlie Finley would be very proud. Yeah. Legendary owner of the A's. He was the first one that came up with the uniforms I mentioned before, the wedding gown white, to appear to the female audience, to draw more females into the baseball game. See another look at Warren here, right on by. That's deception.
Also, he had female ball girls, and one of them was Mrs. Fields, the one ended up becoming famous for the cookies.
Wow, that's a good nugget right there.
Into center field, coming on Grisham. He'll play it on a hop, a base hit for McNeil. Tuesday on Yes, the Yankees are back in the Bronx to kick off the 3-game set with the Cleveland Guardians. Extended coverage starts at 5 with 2 full hours of pregame leading up to first pitch at 7:05 on Yes, and of course the Gotham Sports app. Here's Darrell Hernandez. Oh, strike. All 3 A's runs scored in the first inning. They were all unearned. Jonah Heim hit a pop-up to shallow center. Volpe couldn't get there. And then the ball clanked off of Grisham's glove. That allowed 2 runs to score. Another hit after that, another run. But all 3 runs unearned against Warren. So essentially, for his ERA, he's pitching a shutout. And his ERA is down to 3.23. Started at 3.55. Tim Hill heating up. And a tip into the glove of Wells, and Hernandez down on strikes. We're going to the 7th inning. This replay. This is about Anthony Volpe in that 3rd inning.
Right off the end of the bat. And once he gets on base, he's a threat. And another good job of plate coverage and another good job of base running. A lot of action in that inning for Anthony Volpe.
Well, the line score says it all. All the scoring done in 2 half innings. Bottom of the first, top of the third. And Volpe leads off. Chops the first pitch toward third. Geloff fields, fires, got him. Luis Medina, the new pitcher for the A's. You know, one other thing that we have left out when we're talking about Charlie Finley, that he hired a young man by the name of Stanley Burrell as a bat boy and an executive, and Stanley Burrell became MC Hammer.
Wow, I forgot about that.
He was dancing in the Coliseum parking lot, got discovered, hired by Charlie Finley, and he earned his famous nickname MC Hammer because the players thought he looked like Hammer and Hank Aaron. The A's left a lot of history in Oakland. And I feel sorry for the people of Oakland because they were a great fan base. There's Charlie Finley. And this organization, going back to Philadelphia, 9 World Series champions. Great history. So from 01 to 54 in Philadelphia, then Kansas City had him, well, what's that, 12 years? Then the A's in Oakland, and now here in Sacramento, West Sacramento.
My dad took me to see the Kansas City A's in 1967. I was 4 years old. Bob Oliver was their best player, whose son Darren Oliver ended up pitching in the big leagues too with Texas.
Swung on and tipped into the glove of Heim, a strikeout of Schumann. Didn't your dad win some kind of farm animal?
He did. An Angora goat, which was a Charlie Finley special, a promotion.
What'd your dad do with it?
They actually paraded this Angora goat out on the field. My dad won the lottery, went down on the field. They made a deal to sell the goat back. And so I think he ended up with like $25 or something. That was Charlie Finley. I don't even know what an Angora goat is, but there it was on the field.
He also came up with the idea of orange baseballs.
Yes.
Because he thought you could see them better against the sky. Probably right on today. Then he had something that popped out of home plate that lifted the balls to the umpire.
Yeah, I think it was the rabbit, right? The mechanical rabbit.
He was very innovative. And Charlie was also ahead of his time. I mean, we're living all the, back and forth with the CBA, and he was the one when they started negotiating with the union, make them all free agents every single year. He said, there won't be the supply and demand. It just makes sense. Make them free agents every single year, and the owner said no. They didn't listen to him. One-two. And then once free agency came into being, he got rid of Vida Blue, he got rid of Reggie, he got rid of Joe Rudy, Gene Tennis, he got rid of everybody because I'm going to lose him anyway.
Yeah, he didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
He built him up, grow a mustache, and gave him nicknames.
And Wells goes down on strikes, so good inning for Medina. Time for the 7th inning stretch in West Sacramento. The A's, Will Warren goes 6. Tim Hill's going to replace him this inning, and he's in line for the victory. That'll be his 7th win of the year. Yankee offense, 18 batters in that 3rd inning. Jacob Lopez was given a 3-0 lead, couldn't hold it. And Michael Kelly absorbed some blows there in the 3rd. 2/3 of an inning, 6 hits, 6 runs. Well, the Yankees and the Knicks going to be the talk of the town. And the Mets just had a big weekend as well at Citi Field, sweeping the Marlins. But the Knicks will begin the NBA Finals on Wednesday in San Antonio, so good luck to them. Tim Hill takes over. Last appearance was Monday, so just getting some work. And he deals a ball to Carlos Cortez. And that's going to be challenged by Austin Wells. And he's going to win.
Call is overturned. New York has 2 challenges remaining.
Jen Powell doesn't have to feel badly about that one.
No. She's been solid all day.
Back to Hill, bare hands. And they get Cortez for out number 1 here in the 7th. Caballero gets the rest of the day off as McMahon comes in to play 3rd. No, he doesn't get the rest of the day off because Caballero will move to 2nd base. And Schumann is going to move to right field, and that will do it for Judge. A strike.
I think my memory's a little fuzzy. I got correct, you know, the great Marty Appel, who's been around with the Yankees for years, several roles. Let me know Bob Oliver was actually with the Royals. Because when the A's left, the Royals were the expansion team that came back in '69. So my memory of Bob Oliver was actually he was on the Royals, not the A's.
Marty on top of it.
Oh, right on top of it. So yeah, he's an encyclopedia.
Driven deep to left field. Bellinger going back, turning, looking, see ya. A home run for Rooker, his 8th of the year, and it's 13-4 Yanks.
Well, maybe that blue double that he got right down the line in his previous at-bat loosened him up. Hear that all the time on Major League benches. Just give me a bleeder. Let me just get a hit, and then I'll loosen up. And for Rooker, that might be the one.
There's Nick Kurtz.
Middle in, belt high.
Two and one on Kurtz. Kurtz walked, singled, and then was robbed of an extra base hit. Nice play by Bellinger. Going toward the wall in left center field. Check out the Yankee bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Jake Bird threw 20 pitches last night. Again, everybody pretty much is in play because the bullpen has been very well rested because of very good starting pitching. And now they have tomorrow off. 3-2 on Kurtz.
You know, in today's game, you have so many measurements about guys, body types, strength, bat speed. Old school scouting report on Kurtz. Big time power, barrel chested.
Kind of has a little Giambi look to him, doesn't it?
It does. You'd see that description on old scouting reports. Big guy, barrel chested.
And that's a walk to Kurtz. And Giambi actually wore 16 like Kurtz did when he was with the A's. And Giambi's dad was a big Mantle fan, so 16 added up to 7. And then when he got to the Yankees, he was 25. 25 added up to 7.
Giambi hit his first career home run off of yours truly.
Really?
Yes.
In Oakland?
Yes.
Long shot,
Long enough.
but Tomei-like?
Not Tomei-like, no. This is when he was young.
And Henry Bolte pinch hitting for Soderstrom, gets hit with the pitch. Wow, they dug it up. Can you believe this?
There he is.
2-2 pitch. And Jason
Oh,
Giambi.
let me take that back. That was pretty long. A young, lean Jason Giambi. Wow. Who is that guy?
Now, what was behind the number 11 there for you? You wore a lot of numbers, man.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I never really asked for a number, tell you the truth. I just took whatever was given to me. I was traded from the Mets to Toronto. And, you know, they asked me what I wanted. They said, we got this one right here. This is open. That was actually the number Jeff Kent was wearing and the guy I was traded for.
Okay.
So I just, that's fine. Let me just throw that in there. I just threw it on and just wore 11.
And you didn't ask for 36 with the Yanks?
No. Nick Priori just gave it to me. But there is a 0. You know, my name is have a 1 in it. If you just take away the C.
Yeah, that's right.
There was a couple of times when I wanted to honor other players, ex-players, that I wore a number for a year. Keith Hernandez, 17. Dennis Leonard with the Royals, I wore 22 one year.
And Jonah Heim hits one deep to right center field. Did he get it all? Yeah, he did. A 3-run home run for Heim. And now it's 13-7.
Boy, Heim got beat up all day long, and then he gets rewarded here. What a good swing, batting right-handed.
Here's Lawrence Butler. Right in front of the plate. He did it again. That's the second time.
Unbelievable.
He did that in the third inning as well.
Full swing, ball goes 2 feet. That's baseball. Susan.
So when they ask you today who did that twice, you could say Butler did it.
Butler did it, yes.
Geloff fouls it back. Now, you've told this story before. When you got 36 when you reported to the Yankees in Minneapolis, that was Billy Connor's old uniform.
It was.
You were swimming in that.
I was swimming, but the number rode up a little higher on my back. It looked different than everybody else's.
That's punched to right field, a base hit. So Tim Hill, with all that rest, is just getting him work here, and he's getting touched up in the 7th inning. This is unusual for him.
Well, Tim Hill throws a lot of strikes, and they're usually ground balls. But the A's are getting elevation so far.
And it kind of stings for Hill because he came in with an ERA in the 2s, and now it's up to 4.09. And for a reliever, David, you know it takes a long time to get that down.
Yeah. That's why relievers are nuts.
One and one. He does not go. 2-2. And here's your first start with the Yankees in Minneapolis.
See how high that 3-6 is?
Yep. The 6 is almost under your armpit.
That's
too.
not where it's supposed to be.
Thing I'll always remember about that day is that you were talking to the media before you pitched, and Buck was losing hair over it. He just had never seen anything like that. Even the 3 and the 6 were separated by a lot. Runners go. Popped up. Giving it a look is Wells. He couldn't find it. It was a tough sky. We said it from the beginning, and it falls untouched. Different bug than we had, huh?
Wow. Easily identifiable.
Yep. It's kind of what they have on the scoreboard here. So the runners go on 3-2, 2 outs. High fly ball right field. Schumann back, and on the track he makes the play. So a rough inning as the A's end up scoring 4 runs. Go to the 8th. Yankees up 13-7. The probables, Joey Cantillo goes for the Guardians. You see his numbers, and Cam Schlittler, always an appointment view, 7-2, 1.50. Our coverage begins at 5 p.m. on Yes. Medina in for a second inning of work and deals a strike. Different look here in this ballpark. Judge and Warren leave the field. They crossed from the Yankees first base dugout through the outfield and through the fence into the clubhouse. There they go.
Hit the showers.
Soft ground ball. And they will get Goldschmidt. New outfield for the Athletics. Bolte stays in, plays center. Butler moves from center to right. Cortez moves from right to left. Here's Ben Rice. And a strike. Rice had that big third inning. 2-run double, 2-run triple, 2 runs scored. Have yourself a day, Ben Rice.
He's been so good that, I know I've said this before, but I think with being a Yankee, he'll have a lot of support. He should be the starting first baseman in the All-Star game. And I know it's more than a month away, but the clock has turned to June, so it's time to start thinking about those sorts of things, because the voting will open up soon.
Nick Kurtz saying, don't forget about me.
Yeah. 2 really good ones.
Tipped into the glove of Heim, so Rice strikes out. That's going to bring up McMahon in Judge's spot. Boone has been asked about Rice a lot catching, because once Stanton comes back, Goldschmidt's done such a good job, but when Stanton was healthy, Goldschmidt didn't play. There was really no role for him. And Rice was banged up in spring training, really didn't catch. Then when he hurt his hand on the throw by Max Fried, he wasn't able to get any work in. So they haven't worked him out behind there, but Boone did say, you know what, he's still my 3rd catcher. If something happens where I run out of catchers, he's going behind the plate. But at this point, they're not thinking of Ben Rice as an everyday catcher.
I agree. If I'm Brian Cashman, I'm going to sneak into the locker room and steal that catcher's equipment out of his locker. He's just too valuable offensively. You cannot take a chance, and we've seen today Jonah Heim get beaten up. We've seen Austin Wells all year long get beaten up back there. He's too valuable right now to take a chance, in my mind.
He still goes to every catcher's meeting, but in terms of like putting on the tools of ignorance during a game, he has not done it. He warms some people up a little bit, but for the most part, not working as a catcher.
Challenging the call ball.
All right, so that's going to be challenged by Medina. And he challenges incorrectly. So that'll do it for the A's. They have no challenges remaining.
Pitchers. We think everything's a strike.
Three and two. Swing and a miss. Two really good innings for Medina. He strikes out 4. He's retired all 6 batters he faced. And sits down with former New York Giants running back Otis Anderson for a deep dive into the numbers that defined his career. Watch a new episode of The Story of My Number presented by the New York Lottery Tuesday following Yankees coverage. Fernando Cruz comes on for the Yanks. Tower Bridge here in West Sacramento. Yankees lead by a score of 13-7. 9 straight scoreless appearances for Cruz. That one is ripped into left center field. That's going to be in there and go all the way to the wall. Bernays is at second. He's going to stop there with a leadoff double. Let's check out how things are down on the farm. George Lombard Jr., he's heating up in AAA. Started off slowly after being moved up from AA. So he's 269 last 13 games, 7 extra base hits, 10 ribbies. Carlos Legrand, last 4 starts, 25 strikeouts, 0-1, 3.92, and 8 walks. Oswaldo Cabrera, 222 average, 4 home runs, 24 ribbies this season in 50 games in AAA. Here's Cortez.
It's good to see Oswaldo Cabrera back and playing again after that devastating injury. He made such a big impression on people by the type of human being he is, how nice he is. Easy guy to pull for.
A's trying to claw back in a game that they were trailing 13-3, but 4 runs in the 7th inning against Hill. And now a drive to right field, and that ball is going to be foul. Had enough distance, but a hook foul. Pickoff. Oh, just got back. Bernays could have walked to Oakland if he got picked off in the game they were trailing. I don't know how they didn't get him. Wow.
You know, I mentioned this before, Michael. If I could go back and have my career over again, I would do exactly what they're doing. I would do that more. Would have practiced on that more, pickoffs. It's such a weapon.
Left field coming on Bellinger to make the play. Retires Cortez. Hey, congratulations to that guy, Garrett Cole, on being voted the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. And why not? His first 2 starts, great. Can't expect much more coming back from Tommy John surgery. Didn't allow any runs. And went from 72 pitches to 79. And Yankee Stadium crowd will get a chance to see him again.
It's hard to strike out 10 batters with only 79 pitches.
And guys, it's funny, you'd think you couldn't expect much more, but Garrett Cole still expects more from himself. I talked to him before game 1 of this series about how he's been feeling in those first 2 outings. And he said, first and foremost, recovery has been great. The arm feels good. That's the most important part. But there are certain sequences throughout the course of the game that he looks at, hey, I could have done that better. Also, just getting his stamina up while he feels like he's been strong through both of those outings. That's one thing he told me. He wants to continue to try to build up and improve. But if you're the Yankees organization, Michael, like you said, you cannot ask for too much more for Garrett Cole, who, as we know, is a bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah, it's been terrific. You know, that's a serious surgery, and you know they've got it down, but it takes a long time to come back. And he was very methodical and meticulous in the recovery, and it shows.
Well, it's a different version of Garrett Cole. I think Yankee fans will be surprised a bit. It's just continued refinement, more change-ups, throwing more knuckle curves. He's a true 4-pitch pitcher now. He kind of bought into it, knowing I'm 35 years old. I still have a good stretch here after this surgery.
Check swing. Goldschmidt takes it to the bag to retire Rooker. Moving to third is Hernandez. Here's the dangerous Nick Kurtz. Walked twice, single, and robbed of an extra base hit, and left center by Bellinger. Swings through the fastball. Hernandez getting a walking lead down third, because with Kurtz the lefty batting, McMahon's way off the line. So no one's checking Hernandez back. That one's crushed in the right center field. That ball is going to be off the base of the wall. Hernandez scores. Kurtz has an RBI double, and the A's aren't done yet. It's 13-8.
Another fastball out over the plate. Another one mashed by Kurtz.
First run allowed by Cruz in 9 appearances, and he's pretty upset about it. So upset that he punches himself in the face.
Well, it's more of an open hand slap.
Still hurts.
Yeah.
Could not hold up there on the slider. 0-1 on Bolte. Left field. Bellinger puts it away, and that'll do it. But the A's get a run on 2 hits. They lead 1. We're going to the 9th inning. Yankees up by 5. It's time to name that Yankee. Those are the numbers. But the big number with him is 61.
In 61.
Roger Maris.
Great movie by Billy Crystal.
And great player for the Yankees. Seemed like the Kansas City A's always provided the Yankees with great players. Maris being another one. A lot of stress battling Mickey Mantle for that coveted home run record. And then finally, Aaron Judge took it with 62.
That's what made those Royals and Yankees 70s matchup so interesting for Kansas Cityans, because we were always perceived as the farm club of the Yankees, given the Yankees players like Roger Maris back with the A's before they moved out to Oakland. Gave a little more heat to that rivalry.
Jose Suarez coming in to face Bellinger. And this is after, this is 61. The great Phil Rizzuto on the call. That one's popped up. Geloff puts it away. 61 and 61, two-time AL MVP in 60 and 61, seven-time All-Star. Also won a Gold Glove in 1960. They announced the attendance 12,515. That's the 12th sellout. They had 4 sellouts all of last year. Caballero fouls it away. So the Yankees lead 13-8. This is only the 17th game where they've given up 5 or more runs. And the only team better at that, the Dodgers coming in today, they allowed that number 14 times. Oh, 2 on Caballero. Up and away. One more year at this facility, and then the expected opening of the ballpark in Vegas, the 2028 season. Swing and a miss. Caballero down on strikes. 2 down here in the 9th. Is it true, David, that I know it's 2 years from now, but you have already put in for that trip? You want the Vegas trip?
I already have an apartment out there. I'm subletting it right now.
I think the two of us probably the best fit to go rather than Paul and Girardi and Rucco. They don't fit Vegas.
They can't appreciate it out there. I think you're right. Although when Joe Girardi gets up at 5 a.m. to have his egg white omelet.
It's still happening in Vegas.
What's up, buddy?
High fly ball. And the Yankees go down in order. He'd see a guy coming in losing $3,000, and he'd say, buddy, that's not what you want. The bottom of the 9th, and it's time for the game-changing drives of the game, brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, of course, it's Ben Rice at it again. That was a big blow down the line that kind of got that inning going, and then he came right back around in the same inning and wall banged it. Ben Rice, 2 for 5. 4 ribbies.
Last appearance for Bednar was Monday, so getting working. This is not a save situation, but looking to get the final 3 outs. Also, happy birthday wishes go out. Can't believe this. To Joe Namath, he's 83.
Wow. Broadway Joe.
That's a guy you would have liked to hang out with.
I mean, there's legends, and then there's Broadway Joe.
I've heard stories like, if you really wanted to have a good time, you hung out during those times with Joe Namath, Walt Frazier, and Mickey Mantle, and Rod Gilbert.
Gilbert, yes.
Yeah. 1-1. Heim hit a 3-run home run his last time up. Ground ball, broken back ground ball. Caballero. 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th. Well, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from the manager. Plus, a look ahead to the series with the Guardians. It's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. How about this, David? The third inning today for the Yankees, 13 runs, 11 hits. And in that inning, they were 9 for 12 with runners in scoring position. This is amazing stat. The other 8 innings for the Yankees, A's pitching faced the minimum 24 batters. 1, 2, 3 every single inning. So if you take out the third, they pitched a perfect game.
Unreal.
And he walks Butler. Zach Geloff. Incredibly, the hits are even in this game at 11 apiece. The Yankees off that third inning where they sent 18 batters to the plate. They lead 13-8. And that's through for a base hit. Bellinger gets the ball in first and second with one man out.
Splitter down and in. Ground ball's got eyes.
Geloff 5 for 13 in the series against the Yanks. There's Jeff McNeil. 1-0. Well, after going 6 innings, Will Warren, and not allowing an earned run, the Yankee bullpen is making it interesting. Two and 0. Remember, the Yankees were down by 5 yesterday, going to the 9th, and they almost pulled it off. 5 walks in there. So Bednar doesn't want this to get too far away. Yankees trying to nail down this series and go 5-1 on this road trip. Butler at second, Geloff is at first, one man out. 2-2. McNeil 1 for 4 today. Three and 2. You're not all that far away from getting back to Kurtz again.
Yeah, you start doing the math. That's why a lot of managers talk about that grand slam range. That 5-run lead's a big deal.
Inside the plate's tough, especially against the Yankees. Has the highest batting average of any active player against the Yankees with a minimum of 125 plate appearances. He keeps fouling it off.
Yeah, McNeil's always been one of those hitters that's tough to put away.
By the way, I stand corrected about the perfect game. Bellinger walked in the 6th inning. He was erased by a double play. So they faced the minimum of 3 in every single inning other than the 3rd.
Tough to put away and tough on the Yankees.
Swing and a miss. He put him away on a splitter. Nasty pitch by Bednar.
Indeed. Watch this one. Disappeared down and in. That almost looked like a slider. Split finger fastball. Bottom dropped out a bit late.
And here is Darrell Hernandez. Doubled and scored last time up. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. Chases a 4-seamer upstairs, 97 miles an hour. All of the relievers the Yankees have used, all very well rested, and sometimes that plays against you, especially with command. This should do it. And it does, and the Yankees win 13-8 on a 13-run 3rd inning. They take 2 out of 3 from the A's. They take 5 out of 6 on the road trip. They enjoy an off day tomorrow and start a homestand in New York.
Yeah, the Yankees had an inning for the ages in the 3rd with 13 runs. It was unbelievable, a little under an hour. And yes, the flight home will be nice for the Yankees and that man.
Well, the Yankees pick up their 36th victory against 23 losses, and the A's go to 28-31. They had a rough homestand where they lost 5 out of 6. So we'll be talking about that 3rd inning a lot. It was almost in the history books, just 1 run short, but it was enough for this victory as the Yankees win 13.